everybody. Welcome to a Facebook Live with Jeannie. I am Jeannie Nielsen, the Card Lady. I'm very excited to be here with you today. Today is Monday, April 3rd. April 3rd, 2023. Now, for demonstrators, actually even for customers, tonight is a very big night. It's the eve of big lists, big sales, big upcomings. Of course, tomorrow, customers can get up to 60% off the last chance list, and demonstrators get to pre-order from the new annual catalog, which we've had a chance to see. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Right now, I am going to talk about my Playing in the Rain card class. It is going to be next Thursday. No class this week because of Easter and all the doings that go on with Easter. This gives me an extra chance to get ahead and get these card classes ready for you. So I'm very excited about this. Today's class is Playing in the Rain. It uses the Playing in the Rain suite. I'm going to flip down in just a second. I'm going to show you the paper. Well, I'm only going to show you two cards. Actually, I'll show you a third card, but I'm not going to make it with you. But these are 3 of the 4 cards we're doing in card class next week. And these are cards within a card. So they are going to be fancy fold cards that I've had fun making and preparing for you. So all of these use the Playing in the Rain paper, the designer paper, the dies, and the stamp set. Now, the big thing about this stamp set is although it's carrying over with the dies, the paper is not. So if you wanted to get the paper to make these fun cards, this is the time to get it before everybody cleans out the last chance list. Because I'm sure, because we know that the paper isn't going on, it's on the last chance list. I don't think it's discounted, but I honestly have hardly even looked at the new catalog, let alone at the retiring list. I just know from other people that Playing in the Rain is going to carry over. So I am going to flip down. I have my host code here. You can get this card class for free with a $35 order. And let's show you these cards and this beautiful paper that you can get. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Nothing. Okay, we're supposed to be able to go, oh, here we go. Got it. Got it. Okay, I can't go horizontal. Sorry, Cindy, I tried. But it won't let me go horizontal, but I am going to go down. So I won't see your comments after this. So make sure you leave comments and I will comment back to you. I promise. I enjoy reading your comments. Make sure you like my video and share it if you enjoy it as well. Okay, so let's go down right now. So I'm upside down and here we are. I tried to go horizontal, but it's not going to work. But so this is the April host code right there. This is the beautiful, beautiful Playing in the Rain paper. I'm going to have to cover up my host code because I have to get this in the camera so you can see it. This is my favorite, and this is the only sheet of this paper of 4 paper packs that I have left. So I haven't made a card with this today. I think you probably remember last week I made this Happy Easter card, and this used a lot of the paper. So unfortunately, I don't have a lot of it left, but I'm going to take off my jacket. It's sunny and 55 here, but very breezy. So it's not quite feeling spring yet, although True Green came today and helped my lawn. Okay, so this is the first beautiful paper. Of course, these are double-sided. This is the back, Mango Melody. This is specialty. You can see that it has the shiny embossed. Here's another one of the cute, cute papers. All these are able to be die cut with dies that are part of the Playing in the Rain die bundle. You can do the fox, you can do the turtle or the bunny. And of course we have matching stamps with that too. These stamps, you can stamp it and die cut it, or you can die cut it and the coloring is already done for you. There isn't one for these flowers, but you're going to see that I used them because I had to cover up an oops. So Flirty Flamingo on the back, cute umbrellas, Playing in the Rain, of course, April showers. That's why we're doing this card class next week. April showers bring May flowers. So we're going to do the Playing in the Rain first, and then we are going to do Petal Park next week, a week from next Thursday. Umbrellas, and of course the fun Mango Melody pattern paper with all these flowers on the back. I have to get more Mango Melody paper before it goes out. These turtles and the pig, I'll show you let me show you now because I'm not making the card. This is one of the cards that we will make next week. Isn't that so cute? This is what I mean by card within a card. This is a, what is it? 3.5 inches? I believe it's 3.5 inches. Brought my ruler just to measure. 3 inches. So it's 3 inches by 11 inches right there. This is thick, basic white cardstock, and I just scored it in half at 5.5, but I have a narrower piece. And of course, we have our cute raindrops folder, which you're gonna see in just a second. So I cut out this pig. He doesn't have a die. You can get him facing left or right. I embossed, of course, the clouds to match the embossing of the beautiful paper. And so I just wanted to show you that. These are some flowers. But this is the pig that I was just talking about. So you got this cute, I don't know, is it a dog? I'm thinking it might be. I have no idea. And of course the turtle. We're going to use this on a card today. These are sideways raindrops, which make me very dizzy if I look at them quickly. Flirty Flamingo and Mango Melody again. You have to have Mango Melody if you have this paper. This is another embossed paper. Make sure when you're making your cards that your raindrops are headed in the right direction. And of course, Flirty Flamingo, a floral pattern on the back. I have to tell you, if you know me, you know that I like things very exact. I don't like tearing. I don't like things kitty corner, catty, whatever you want to call it. I don't like this. That really bothers me. But for some people, it's beautiful. And of course, it's part of the paper. So we will make do. Another paper, and this is, again, embossed and shiny. And I'm using that today. And of course, whoa, look at those colors. This reminds me of, I don't know, I think of a slush when I look at this. I don't know if it really is a slush, but this is what I think of, like a lemonade, some kind of lemonade slush. Bright. I'm using this side for our paper, for one of our cards today. So let me put this out of the way. I may show you this next week, but I have a feeling I'm going to try and stay a week ahead of what I'm doing for my card class. So you may not, but all you need to know is that the base is 4 1/4 by 5.5, just like a regular card. And then this is 3 inches, 3 inches wide by 11 inches, and I scored it at 5.5. And then I just decorated it. This was so much fun with the bridge and the flowers, the daisy embellishments, the clouds embossed. So much fun to make this card. But we're not going to make that today. Today, I have 2 cards to make. This, I'm going to concentrate on the Flirty Flamingo. This is, like I said, a card within a card, similar to that, but instead I'm opening the card left to right instead of up and down. And I'm going to show you how to make that first. So why don't we start with that card first, and then I'll show you the rest of them. This is the Playing in the Rain stamp set. You've got your clouds, you've got your flowers, you've got your bunny stamp in the puddle, you've got your fox, you've got your turtle, oh happy day, and rainy days are better with you, and of course your umbrella and your raindrops. All of these have dies, I believe, except for the flowers. The flowers, I don't think have a die from what I can remember, and if they do, I don't think I have it. So, oh, there's also kites, there's the bridge, there's butterflies, there's a little bit of grass that you can put, and I did that when I made this card. I cut the grass and then I put the daisy embellishments on it. But so this is the fun Playing in the Rain stamp set. Carrying over, but the paper is not. I would advise, if you're not going to get the stamp set right away, that's up to you, but you are going to want the paper. So that's my recommendation to you. Okay, so let's start making this card. This is a fun card. This is similar to a card I made a couple of weeks ago using the, oh my goodness, I can't remember what the name of the paper is now. I'm going to have to look because it's going to drive me crazy. This paper, I made this card with this a couple of weeks ago, Fancy Flora. So just leave that right there. I'll put it away better when I get done with this. Using the triangle. And at that time, I was able to use both sides of the paper because it didn't matter which direction the paper was. This one, you're not so lucky because, as you will see, I cut this in half. It's a 3" by 4" piece of designer paper, which I cut in half, and the raindrops are going in the wrong direction here. So you're gonna have to save this for something else. I suppose I could do it like this and then stamp in the upper left corner, but I chose to stamp in the bottom right corner. So let me show you how I made this. So first we had our card base, which is just a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. This is the standard card size. This is our base. And what we are going to do is add, I tried to keep everything together because otherwise I lose it and I get really messy. I don't know which way is right. Oh, and there you've got that white that I didn't like, but that's okay because it's going to be underneath. We're going to be okay. I think I'm going to put it up like this. So this piece right here is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. I have a basic white cardstock mat, which is just 1/8 of an inch larger top and height and width. So this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And if you order the $35 using my host code, you're going to get the directions for all of these, and you'll have these pieces cut. The only thing I'm not going to do is die cut the animals. You will need the dies for that. You'll need the stamps for to make these cards. But okay, let's see if either of these have glue in them. Oh, and this is the back of that, and we're going to use this on the next card. Nope, we're not. That was on the gray card that we were going to use it. You by now have probably figured out what your favorite adhesive is. Mine is the multi-purpose glue. I love the glue. Some people are not fans of it. They get it all over their fingers. They do too much. They do too little. I haven't had that problem. I really love this. Okay, and what I'm going to do is attach this to the base. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The designer paper, like I said, 3 3/4 inches by 5 with a mat 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I'm going to add this here, right here. And I was going to put some ribbon on here, but you know what? There's no Flirty Flamingo ribbon, and I'm not sure that it would work really well anyway since my card is opening like this. So we're going to wait on that. Okay, next we're going to make our card within a card. So this here is a mini card that's on top of the card base. I need my paper cutter for that. I've already cut it. We're going to use the paper cutter and our scoring tool a couple times today. I like to put my thing like this so that I can have my arm to the and then I can see the measurements up top here. This piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock to make the card within a card is 4 inches wide. So it's just like a regular card base. If you remember the 4 inches, maybe you will get the rest of it. I'm not sure. The rest of it is actually 6 1/2 inches. So I'm going to cut it here at 6 1/2 inches. And remember, the dark blade is your cutting blade, and this is your scoring. We're going to use that in just a second. I don't need this. I can put this off here to the side. So it's 6 1/2, and what I'm going to do is move this to 3 1/4 inches, and hopefully remember that I'm scoring and not cutting. So there we go. There's our mini card. And I think I said 4 inches, right? Oh, it's actually 4 1/4 inches. I'm wrong. This is 4 1/4 inches. And the reason why I remember it's 4 1/4 inches is because our designer paper here is 3 inches by 4 inches, and we're matting that. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/2, and you're going to score it at 3 1/4 inches, which is right in half. And there you've got your mini card. And I can put this off to the side for now because I've done all my other cutting and everything ahead of time. I have also actually done a lot of my prep work, my die cutting and everything, because You guys probably know how to die cut. You don't need to watch me die cutting right now. Maybe when I have a lot more time and I don't have my full-time job, I will have time to do it. But, oh, I'm wrong. I do need the cutting tool once more. This is our paper, 3 inches by 4 inches. We're going to mount it on a 3-inch by 4-inch piece of basic white cardstock. Let's see. And what I'm going to do, bring this back up. What we're going to do is cut this designer paper from the top right corner to the bottom left. Now it's important that you do that because if you do it the other way, then your thing is going to face the other way. So make sure you're starting top right to bottom left. And what I'm going to do is put the point in my, what do you want to call it? My groove. I'm going to put the point in the groove and I'm going to put this point in the groove as well. So then I am assured of it cutting right down and it's a perfect corner. You can see that because I had it right in the track, that's what I was trying to come up with, it's going to work out well. So I'll set this aside again for something else. Maybe it won't be raindrops. I'll have to figure that out. And what we're going to do is attach this to our basic white cardstock, which, like I said, is 3 inches by 4 inches, the same as the designer paper that we just started with. Now this has the cute animals on the back, so you're going to have to decide if you're going to cut your animals or if you're going to use the designer paper pattern. And that is sometimes very tough. Okay, so here we go, all added to my paper. And what I'm going to do is add this to the front of my card. This is a really simple card to make, and it looks like you are doing something so wow, because it's not your normal card front. You know, the normal card that opens the regular way. This looks a little bit above and beyond. So, okay, here we have what we're going to do is stamp our, in the corner, our sentiment, rainy days are better with you. Now, you've probably heard me say this if you have heard me on this before. When I mount my stamps, I do it so that I can tell. I have a really good eye for telling what's straight. So I'm lining it up with the top and bottom of the block. And then what I'm going to do is trust the block. So I'm not going to, I don't put the stickers on. I don't have time for the stickers. Definitely don't have time for the stickers. But I'm going to stamp this right there, and hopefully I trusted the block and it's straight. Oh, perfect. Okay, rainy days are better with you. So our theme is playing in the rain. That's why I've done that. And because rainy days are better, we have our inside, which is going to say, oh, happy day, which is the other sentiment that's part of the stamp set. This one, again, I'm going to trust the block. I'm not going to glue this in until I've stamped it because I've already stamped it crooked once. The last time, even trusting the block, I guess I didn't quite, because look at that. It doesn't look like it looks a little wonky, doesn't it? On the block, but I have mounted it so that it would be perfect. So let's do that. There we go. I trusted the block and it worked for me. I'm going to do one other thing just for fun because we're talking about rainy days. I have a puddle stamp that I'm going to stamp in balmy blue behind, underneath it, right underneath it. Just like that. And there you go. The only other thing I have to do now, oh, no, I need it actually for the front too, I forgot. For the front, I'm going to put my puddle as well. And I actually colored that in with the balmy blue blend. So let me move this out of the way for a second. And let me stamp my puddle here too. And I kind of have to know where my, my guy is going to end up, but I'm going to put him kind of off. Let's hope that's good. That looks good to me. I have the light balmy blue blend, and I'm just going to kind of color it in a little bit. Nothing crazy, just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. And then of course I've got my fox that I've already, you know what? I wish, you know what? He's too high, he's too high, he's too high. Okay, I'm gonna have to stamp this lower. Let's hope I can do this. We're gonna do it again, and hopefully I can cover up the other puddle. I knew I should have checked it. The fox really can't be off the paper. He's got to be on there. So I'm going to do a good job, hopefully. Can't do it. Oh, well. You know what? It's just an extra big puddle. You know what you do then? You just kind of color in. There we go. Nobody's going to know. Okay. And then I can put him right where I want to, because I don't want him too high on the page. I'm going to pop him up with some dimensionals. And this time, this week, I have my dimensionals next to me. I don't always, but this time I do. The other thing I could have done, and I forgot, there was, and that's actually what I did do the last time, part of when I die cut the fox, there was a puddle underneath him, and I was going to fussy cut him. But now that I've already stamped this, it's too late, and we are going to use the puddle stamp and just be done with it. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to put these dimensionals back where they belong, and that back where it belongs, so that I don't get anything on me. Oh. Let's attach him to the front of the card, just like that. Isn't he so fun? He looks like Sherlock Holmes. I'm so excited. Sherlock Holmes is from England. I'm going to see A Day of London when we go to our trip to Norway, so I'm really excited about that. Not that I'm a Sherlock Holmes fan. I'm just saying that I'm just really excited. Really, really excited about going to Norway. And that's only in about 5 weeks. I guess it's about 6 weeks. Which is good because I'm not ready yet. Okay, we're going to put that inside. And then the only thing I'm going to do yet is mount this right on my card base that I've already prepared. So let's just do that. I'm going to just glue it again. If you're worried about it, I wouldn't use regular seal. I think that this card, this mini card is going to be too heavy for regular seal. Either use Seal Plus or maybe even some Terran tape. So there we go. And voila, look how easy that card was. Now, yes, some of it was prepped, but seriously, what an easy card. Okay, so that's card number 1. Let's move this off to the side and get ready for card number 2, which also I have to do some cutting and scoring with you for. I'm excited about card number 2 as well. Okay, card number 2 is this card right here. Let me move this out of the way. This is card number 2. I found a card on Pinterest, which I really liked, which did not use the stamp set. I had to make my own plan with it, but oh, I just realized what I need the gray blends for. I need it for this. Did I put them in there? I bet I didn't. I might have to grab them off the other table. So the card opens like this, and like this, and like this, and voila. We're going to do a little bit more than that, but this is the idea of April showers bring May flowers. So I'm not real crazy about the inside. I actually had to use the flowers, and I had to use it that large because I did an oops. I stamped and kind of did too heavy-handed when I was stamping in the memento, and I ended up with the a halo. So let's get to this card though. This is going to be fun. I think I also realized that I took my bone folder off of here because I was using it for this card. So let me grab the gray blends and my bone folder. I'll be right back. Okay, I was using the bone folder, but not sure where I took it. I have helper here, Shirley, comes to my studio and helps me, and I say, I can't figure out where I put, and she starts looking. And she tries to reenact the crime. And seriously, when I get going, it is a crime, because boy, oh boy, I start walking with something and I get sidetracked, and that's the end of it, and then it disappears. It could be in my hands 2 seconds before, and it can be gone for hours. I mean, seriously, I don't know what's wrong with me. I do. I've got too much on my mind. But okay, so we've got a full sheet of Balmy Blue cardstock here. And what we are going to do is score it at 2 1/8 inches. So right, each of these tick marks is 1/8 of an inch. You have the 1 and 2, etc. The inch marks are clearly marked. The ones in between are quarters and halves. The tiniest marks are 1/8 inches. So we're going to do it at 2 1/8 inches. And then the other one is going to be at 6 3/8 inches. If you cannot remember 6 3/8, it's also going to be, if you flip it, at 2 1/8. So essentially 8.5 minus 2 1/8 is 6 3/8 inches. If you just remember 2 1/8 inch and turn it, you're going to be good. Okay, on this side, we are going to score it at 5.5. So there we go, our 5.5 inches. That is all we need our scoreboard for. So let me get rid of that for a second. And I'm going to bring my paper cutter up, because I could cut these by hand, but I choose not to, because I'm going to do a much better job cutting it with my paper trimmer. Okay, what I'm going to do is put the score line right in the groove. And to make it easy, let me stand up so that I don't do anything crazy. Sorry if I'm shaking this. I'm going to put this cutting blade right on the score line. Instead of going down and going too far and forgetting, I'm going to start at my 5.5 inch mark, and I'm going to cut up on the score line. I'm going to do that on this side as well. You're only going to do this on one side. So I'm going to move it to the score line, cut up, and then what I'm going to do is turn it, and I'm going to cut these tabs off. So, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a tiny bit, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to do just a smidge, and I mean a smidge, not even a 1/16 of an inch. I'm talking a smidge to the right of that groove. I'm going to cut. And the reason for that is because, see, on the side of the cutting blade, it has a little line. So when I go to here, I know to stop. That medium line, that little tiny line on the corner of the cutting tool is the middle. And that's where the blade is, and that's where it stops. We're going to pull that out. Let's do one more down here. I'm not moving it, so I know I'm in the line. And I'm going to go right to that score line, the 2 1/8 inch score line. And then we can remove these. Save them for your scraps. I've got buckets of scraps, especially Balmy Blue. I end up using a lot. Okay, now if I had my bone folder right this minute, where in the world did I leave that? Nope, it's hopeless. I don't have it here. What I would do if I had my bone folder is really, really crease these lines. They call them that burnishing. So we're going to do it. I'm going to use the side of this, and hopefully that's going to be okay. I'm burnishing with the side of my Wink of Stella. There we go. And then the reason I went a little bit below is because I can fold this over now, and there's not going to be a lot of bulk. Maybe I wanted to do it the other way. I don't know. Maybe I wanted to go on the other side because now it does show at the bottom. So I guess I wanted to be a little bit closer. I don't know. Anyway, it's still going to look nice. If you need to clean it up at the end, you can easily take it to your paper trimmer and cut off those edges. Okay, so this is the front of our card right here. And what I've done is I've got a couple of, there's a really neat technique with this too, so don't go away yet. This is the card front, and then what I'm going to do is attach here my embossed piece of cardstock. This is Balmy Blue. This is embossed with the Raindrops folder. I wanted to show you the Raindrops folder, and anyway, it's thinner than most of our folders, so of course you have to bump it, you have to use the shim with that on your platform when you're using your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just wanted to show you how much thinner it was, but hope I didn't lose that because I need it for class. Okay, we're going to add this right to our card front. If everything went according to plan, my Facebook Lives would be boring. That's all I can say. Okay, so we got that here. And then what I'm going to do before I go on is tie a bow right around here, because you know how I love my ribbon. I got to see the catalog online yesterday for the first time. Now it's been live since, I think since Tuesday, but I have been out straight. I had a stamp camp on Saturday. I've had lots to do for church before Easter. So I didn't have time to look at it until yesterday when I had my team meeting. We actually looked at the catalog and it was so much fun. You guys are going to love it. But the first thing that I do when I'm looking at a catalog is look at the ribbon, because, and you're going to love the ribbon. You're going to love it. You're going to love the new colors. You probably have seen them a little bit online. Okay, let me take this scissor. I use my paper snips, but they're just not really good for ribbon. So we're going to just, there we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to, isn't that a beautiful bow? It's rare that it happens like that for me on when I'm doing my Facebook Live, but I love tying bows and they usually always turn out for me, except when I'm on camera. Okay, next, I have to show you this technique. Oh, there's the embossing folder I was talking about. Now this is a thin folder. Most of ours are 3D folders. There are so many of our folders that are 3D, which are thicker and give a much deeper impression. Because this is not a thick folder, it's a very thin folder, you need to use the shim that is part of the platform with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, let's get on to our technique here. So I decided here that I wanted to do some watercoloring. Now this was tough. Let me tell you, this was really tough to get the right color. This is Balmy Blue, although to me it looks Pool Party. I have done a couple of things today. So first I did it with watercolor paper, and I ended up too deep in the middle and I couldn't get rid of that. I was able to spread it out a little bit, but decided I didn't like it with the watercolor paper. So we're not doing it with watercolor paper. So the next thing I did it, because this to me did not look like Balmy Blue, I decided maybe Pacific Point. Well, that's Pacific Point, and it's too bright, it's too bold. Actually, it is kind of pretty, but it's a rainy day, don't forget. So we're not going to have bright, beautiful skies with a rainy day. So not Pacific Point. So what I ended up doing was I did actually do it again with, and this is what I'm going to use, because I'm not going to be able to use the one that I do right now with you because it's going to be too wet. It's going to have to dry for a second. So we don't have time for that on our Facebook Live. So let me show you how I did it. When I initially started this, I did it on a block. I used a clear block. Well, actually, first I started using the inside of our, well, where's the blue? I guess I've taken that away. But if I really squeeze this together, there's a little bit of blue right there that gets left. Now, this is Pacific Point. This isn't Balmy Blue. But I just could not get enough to actually watercolor this. So like I said, this is the watercolor paper. I ended up going to shimmer paper. It did a much better job of keeping the color on top until I had time to spread it around. And let me tell you guys, shimmer paper is not in next year's catalog, so you better get that on your list quick, especially if you want to make this card. So what I ended up doing was a big block, a great big block, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So I'm going to use a drop of our re-inker. This is the Balmy Blue refill. I'm just going to do 1 drop on here. Doesn't need more than 1 drop. Seriously, does not. And then I have our water painters. I ended up putting the wrong cover on this, which is why this is all deformed right now, but I didn't want to get the blue all over my cardstock, so I had to cover it up. So what I've done, what I'm going to do is squeeze the water, and I ended up doing about 4 drops. 4 drops, squeezing that onto this blue, and then I'm going to just really move it around. The more I move it around, the lighter the color is going to be. And the other thing you want to do is while you're painting it on, squeeze water as well. And you know what? This looks a little bit bluer. This almost does look a little bit more like Balmy Blue. But there we go. I'm going to take this, move this off to the side so I don't get this over anything else. Hang on 1 second. So that's the best way I have found to do the painting. Let's move that off. Oh, I wanted to tell you one other thing. A couple of, maybe last year sometime, tried to get this apart to add water to this. And I'm telling you, I had pliers in both hands trying to do it. It's really easy to get loose. If it seems like it's tightening if you're turning it, I thought that would be lefty-loosey. You know, go against it and it comes right apart. And the same thing for putting the barrel back on. So if it doesn't come off one way, try it the other way. That's all I can say. Seriously, I just about mutilated my water painter trying to do that. But I was determined to try and get it to go the other direction. Okay, so this is our shimmer paper, which gives us a little bit of sparkle. We're going to set this aside. We're going to pretend that I just did this. And that's what this is right here. You can see the sparkle in it, and I've already painted it. It's dried sufficiently. And what I'm going to do is take I've got everything already here. Got our flowers. We're going to do our raindrops first. This is why my area gets so messy, because I have so much fun with this. Okay, I'm going to take the raindrops, which I put on the block straight, even though it doesn't look it. I have to trust the block. I decided Pacific Point was the best for the raindrops because when I did Balmy Blue, they just didn't show up enough. So we're going to do this Pacific Point, and I'm going to make sure my raindrops are going down and not up. So that means this way. And just kind of stamp all over, because our cloud is full of raindrops, of course, and more than likely those little drops will fill in, come in through the gaps of everything. You'll see what I'm talking about. I just kind of covered it. So when I did this card, this is the brown bunny that I did. I really like the brown bunny. I was going to do the white, but the white is too stark against this. So the white is going to have to save for another time. So there's actually 3 different bunnies on there. You can do the brown bunny, you can do the white bunny, which is awfully cute, or you can do a yellow bunny. So this time we are going to do a yellow bunny. So it's going to be our yellow bunny that is dancing in the puddle. This does not have a die, so I am going to fussy cut this very quickly. And I'm going to put this at the bottom because I really like how the bunny fits in the puddle. So give me just a second. I like using these scissors rather than my paper snips sometimes because it has a bigger handle for my fingers, so I don't get so tired cutting. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do is glue this onto my paper at the bottom. I don't need the puddle, but I like the puddle. So So we're going to glue it just like that, right at the bottom. And then this guy is going to fit right in there. And you can see where his foot fits. So it's going to be good. I'm going to take my dimensionals though and pop up my bunny. We'll give him a couple of, we'll pop up his ears for sure. A little bit of his body. We'll just do it like that. You can do as many dimensionals as you want, but here we go. He fits right into there, and there we go. Next, we are going to stamp our clouds. So we've got our bunny here. We're going to stamp our clouds next. Oh, you know what? I realized, oh, that's okay. I've got some paper nearby. Okay, so let's stamp our clouds, and then we're going to color them. And with the magic of television, I've already die cut them, but we'll, I just want to show you the stamp of the clouds. It's a set of 3 on here. So it goes just like that. And then in the Playing in the Rain die set, you can do all 3 at the same time. So there you go. So nice and handy. Let's set this aside and let me just color very quickly now that I found my gray blends. I've got smoky slate blends, and what I did was I kind of concentrated color at the bottom, just kind of at the bottom of the cloud, a little bit on the inside, but I want it mostly to be dark, just like that. And don't worry about if your clouds are perfect, because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but it's very rare that there are perfect clouds out there. Just like it is very rare that there are perfect flowers, perfect leaves, perfect trees, perfect everything. So don't beat yourself up if you're having a hard time. So I'm just doing the dark smoky slate at the bottom, just like that. And then I'm going to take my light, and yes, oh, I goofed. Okay, I goofed. Okay, so we're going to go over that again. Good thing there's no perfect clouds, because I just goofed. I did it with the light. Okay, let's do it again. Now we're going to color in with the light. This is the smoky slate light. And on my order form, besides everything pre-order tomorrow, I have to order more smoky slate, another blend, because this is close to the end. I can see that it's just not coloring as cleanly as it could. So somebody said if you open the cap and add a little bit of alcohol, you might be able to finish it off. To me, I would make a mess of everything anyway, so we'll just order a new one. So there we go. Kind of blend it a little bit, even, you know, even out the lines if you can. Just like that. Okay, good enough. We're going to take our dimensionals again, and we're going to pop up our clouds. So let's just take our dimensionals. We'll pop up our clouds a little bit. This is one of the clouds over here. Make sure it's got some raindrops coming out of it. And yeah, my paper is still damp from the blend. So I did a fair amount of coloring here. Whew. Strong. I smell the alcohol. Okay, one more here. And let's pop up our guy here. So what I wanted to do, and what I told you, is April showers bring May flowers. So, oh boy, where did I put that? Maybe I didn't bring it over. What I was supposed to have here was a mat, a smoky slate mat, and I don't know if I cut one now that I think about it. So maybe I won't, maybe I'll just attach this guy with dimensionals until I can attach my smoky slate mat, just so that you can actually see it done. That way I can actually pick it up a little bit when it's done. It's easier than if I glue it, because then it'll really be stuck. Yeah, I thought I had everything, but I don't have a smoky slate mat here. So this is, my goodness, what is it? 3.5 by 4 3/4 inches. So of course your mat would be 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches, or if you want just 1/8 of an inch at 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, so we're just going to leave that like that. Actually, I don't mind that too much. Really don't mind that too much. It's not straight, but I don't mind that it doesn't have the mat. Maybe that's easier. Okay, so now let's do the white on the inside. This is the inside of our card, and we're going to have fun building this. I didn't do that yet, but we're going to have fun doing this right now. I have here my basic white cardstock, and what I'm going to do is, you've got your April showers. Oh, I must have something someplace else, because you know what else I'm missing is the designer paper that I put inside, and I definitely had it out. So I don't have that for this one to show you, but I'll tell you that these are 1 7/8 because this is 2 1/8 inch wide on each side. These are a full 1/4 inch smaller, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4 inches. So that's for that until I find my other paper. And because we're doing April showers, bring May flowers, what we're going to stamp inside, can't wait to do this now and color this guy. I haven't even colored him yet. This is the turtle with the flower. So April showers, bring the May flowers. So we'll stamp him right inside, just like that. Oh, isn't he the cutest? Love that guy. Cutest, cutest. Okay. And what we're going to do is color him. I think I'm going to use the light olive. Let's use the light olive to color him. I'm going to color his head around his eyes. I'm not sure what color eye he's going to have, but we'll do it like this. Oh, you know what I can do? Okay, that's my, let's do the arms with the light old olive. And then we are going to do the dark old olive for around his spots on his shell. So let's color him with the dark old olive now. Olive is staying around next year, thank goodness. I'm very sad though. Pear Pizzazz is going. And Pear Pizzazz, I kept hoping that Pear Pizzazz and Garden Green were going to get a blend because they need one. I was able to kind of figure out that I can get Garden Green if I combine, what did I do? I combined Shaded Spruce and Light Old Olive, and it kind of came out Garden Green. Okay, now what I'm going to do is color his shell. Oh, I should do his, let me do his legs real quick too before I forget. He's got to be just like that. Okay, I'm going to do his shell bottom, the light Daffodil Delight. That's another color that's going. So Saffron is going. I'm sorry if that's bad news for you, but you are going to love the new Lemon Lolly. So let's put the yellow circle there. I kind of wish I had a Flirty Flamingo blend, and I don't. Okay, we're going to use the dark Daffodil Delight on the spots real quick. I'm coloring this because I love to color. I never really take time for it. But if you don't have time to do that, like I said, you can die cut this guy. You can die cut the stamp, and you can die cut it out of the designer paper. Hang on, let me get a Flirty Flamingo blend. We'll use the dark Flirty Flamingo, nice and bright. There we go. Isn't he adorable? So all we're going to do is add him to the inside, just like this. Let me get my glue. Boy, oh boy, where do you suppose I left that designer paper? I should have looked for that while I was grabbing my blend, because they could be in the same area. There we go. And maybe I'll just take my light blue and just do a little bit like a puddle because we said April showers bring May flowers. So let's just give him a puddle, just like that. Next week I might even have people stamp the puddle. Well, I may find those other pieces eventually, but I'll need them for class next week anyway, so we've got to finish off this card. So let me show you what I did. I have here a piece of the cardstock. This is 5 1/4 inches wide. And what we're going to do is cut it at 1 7/8. So like I said, the flaps are 2 1/8 inches. This is 2 inches less. Let's do that once. Do that twice. There we go. Set that aside before I lose that. And here's the paper right next to me, but it was upside down, so I didn't see it. Oh well. Make sure you glue it on the right direction. Raindrops don't go up, they go down. That does make a difference. There you go. And one more on the left flap, and voila, this class card is done, just like that. So remember to have your bone folder to burnish those edges a little bit better than I did. But isn't that so cute? And it would be even cuter if it had the smoky slate that I have no idea where it is, but so cute. I wish it was a brighter white. But basic white cardstock does not watercolor really well. You're going to have the fibers way too quick. So the shimmer paper worked really well. You will have to use probably the watercolor paper next year because we won't have the shimmer paper. But opens just like that. Voila. April showers bring May flowers. And there you go. You'll have to tell me which one you like better. I would say that I probably like the one with the matte a little bit better. I don't know which you like in terms of the blue bunny, Blue bunny's an ice cream. Yellow bunny or brown bunny, but you can choose your favorite. There won't be that much of a selection next week because I don't have an unlimited supply, but okay, I'm gonna flip back. Can I? No, I guess I can't. I can't flip back because I'm still upside down, but there I am. Bye guys. We gotta finish. Have a great week.